Now, before I get going, just a couple of things. The speedo on this bike is way off, like by a long shot. So if you see me going over the speed limit, that is only because the speedo is out. Hopefully that's good enough. Yeah. Okay, hopefully the camera's on a good angle. I'm just going to take you for a ride. I keep knocking the camera with my jacket. I'm going to take you for a ride out to Mount Buninyong. I did take you for a drive in the Swift out to Mount Buninyong once with the GoPro, but it didn't really work out well because it was on a rough surface, so it clicked a lot. Exhaust check. Yep, still works. I live in Ballarat, right? And the whole centre of town is 40 k's an hour, but it's a big like area that's 40 k's an hour. That's such a pain in the ass, especially on a bike like this, because you don't even get out of fucking first gear, as he says when he puts it into second gear. Alright, you don't get out of second gear. Give that other motorcycle rider a nod. I love this bike so much, it's so cool. Let's go to the left. To the left, to the left. Everyone backs to the left. You can tell I'm not a singer, I'm a musician. Not even a musician anymore, I really don't even play that much. Oh, what are you doing, car? Left. There's a lady. I don't know how much you can see on that angle, but those fucking kids just walked straight across a green light. They did wait for me, but they walked straight across a green light and bloody then he gave me a greaso when I was like, what the fuck you doing, mate? God, I hate kids these days. I say I hate kids and I'm only 26, although that's a full grown adult these days, isn't it? Hey, if I can buy a phone plan, I'm a full grown adult, that's what I say. I had my first road bike when I was 14 or 13, somewhere in there. Might have been 13. Yeah, I think I was 13. And because my dad's like, hey, I think you need a road bike to play with on the strip, you know, because there was a drag strip where I live, and I just went up and down, up and down, up and down for about 2 or 3 hours every second weekend, because that's when I saw Dad, and I absolutely loved it. But I could tell I was getting bored. Make sure that's in. Yeah, I could tell I was getting bored, or Dad could tell I was getting bored just going up and down, because I was just going up and down, up and down, up and down. So Dad set up things for me to do, like cones and shit. So I was learning counter steering when I was like 13, and changing gears with the blip, because on a 250 you don't have to do that little change down blip thing. This thing, you don't have to do that on a small bike, but I just kept the habit. I even did it on my trials bike a lot of the time. Yeah, so I was doing that, learning all that stuff. So when I actually went for my L's, I was completely ready. I was so ready, my dad registered my motorbike for me and had it waiting in the back of the ute, outside the testing place. Can you imagine the stress I was under? Although I can ride well, but can you imagine the like guilt I would have if I didn't pass that L's test and Dad went to all that trouble? But obviously I did pass, which is pretty cool. Oh, this looks like a camera car. Let's have a look. Slow down, slow down, slow down. It is not a camera car. Anyway, so yeah, where was I? Yeah, so that first ride Went over to my girlfriend's, the girlfriend I had at the time. This guy's really pissing me off. Come on, dude. And I was so excited about the bike, and at that point I was only wearing jeans and a jacket, a leather jacket that was just too big for me. So I went for a quick ride with Dad, and Dad's like, nah, we can't have you riding around in jeans. It looked terrible. I mean, if I came off, I would have got it just mangled. So Dad took me down to Elizabeth Street, and we got me some second-hand leathers. It was a full suit, proper full suit, whoop, fuck that up. Proper full suit and everything. And this was when I was probably a little over 18. So this was about 8 years ago. Let's pass this car. Yeah, when I was a little over 18. And that was $600 back then, so $600 when I was 18 was a fair bit. Like, it wasn't 600 today. You know? Yeah, so I did that, and I had that bike for, I think, about maybe 2 years, and then I decided a car was more practical, because I found myself using Mum's car a lot, because I just didn't want to go out in my on the bike all the time. Green light. Yeah, I just didn't want to go out all the time on the bike, because who does? But now I have a good paying job. Well, good enough for what I want to do anyway. I have a good paying job, which, sorry, I got an itchy nose. A good paying job that can afford, and I can afford my bike and my car and my rent and my food. That's a good topic. A couple of years ago, when I first moved out of home with my now wife, yeah, I moved out of home, and I mean, we had enough, but I was getting probably $350, $400 a week, which just wasn't enough. Like, I had to give my wife 130 of that for rent, and that was just killing me. Then I had a little bit of a mental breakdown over a couple of months, which is, you know, personal, but who cares. My boss just didn't give a shit about me. No one there liked me. It was pretty much a family business, so I stood out from the beginning, you know. I had a couple of accidents. I'm riding really quick today. Yeah, I had a couple of accidents while I was driving. So ever since then, that boss just hated my guts. Oh, you're going that way, yeah? Alright, love. Excuse me, let me go through here. Yep, thank you. Anyway, I cost him $5,000 because I was under the age of 25 when I crashed the truck, because I was a truck driver, by the way. Yeah, I cost him a fair bit of dough because I was under the age of 25, so it was like $5,000. Yeah, so that's not good. But anyway, I mean, people make mistakes all the time, you know. No one's perfect. So anyway, I went on hiatus from employment. I quit. He didn't fire me. I quit. Had enough of his fucking bullshit. Yeah. Then I think 2 months or so. I want to say 2 weeks, but Jess says it's 2 months, and her memory is usually a lot better than mine is. So yeah. So I think it was 2 months then. Yeah, so 2 months of no work. Then I got a job at Spotless, which is a cleaning company. Then I got a job at Spotless, which is a cleaning company, and never looked back. My previous boss, he purposely didn't give us much work to keep us, you know, keen to say yes to shifts. And I mean, it's not a nice thing to do, but it's not against the law. But There's people over there, I'm too shy to let them know that I'm talking. So I'm going to put my visor down and speak softly. I'm just going to check my phone and then ride home. So yeah, I mean, this is a nice area. It's not a fast riding spot. Maybe on like a supermoto or a dirt bike, flying up here would be fun. But this bike, you know, second gear's 130 k's an hour. So, or 120. So it doesn't feel the safest road for a big bike like this. Because if you kind of stuff it up, you're completely screwed. At least on a dirt bike, if you kind of stuff it up, you can maybe fix it as you're riding up. My mobile telephonic device says messages from my mum. Nope, nothing. No one loves me. So look. I was going to get off and show you my bike, but they're pointing at me. What do they want? Ah, no, it's right. They're not pointing at me. It's all good. Oh, my ego's hit. They're not pointing at me. I wonder if they can hear me talking to myself. It's probably too windy for that. Let's get this up. That's better. I don't know how good the sound's going to be either, because it's really windy up here. I mean, the mic's pretty hidden under the helmet, but rightio, let's go, kids. Okay. And you might see, oh, hang on. You might see me riding on the wrong side of the road, but it's actually not, because it's a one-way. It feels weird, Ron. Yeah. It's a one-way, so I'm actually quite safe, although this road looks fucking dirty. So I might just chill. So it's a good place to go for a lookout, but it's not a good place to ride, or at least ride for. He didn't even look. Look at that. Oh wait, I've got a giveaway. Never mind. Good. Looks like we're good. Let's go. Plugged in. I don't know how good that is on the wide-angle lens, but I'd say that's about 500 feet. Down to there. I mean, it's not a like a sharp gradient, but it's a hill, that's for sure. Okie dokie. How good am I? Can you see me? Another thing, if there's any people who know what they're talking about with this stuff, I've said this on another video, but if there's anyone who knows what they're talking about when it comes to videoing, when it comes to the mic stuff, because this cord just won't do. It's just too all over the place, you know. Plus cops will probably not like it, as I said recently. Fuck that one up. I want to get nasty. I want to get a jersey. Yeah, anyway. I have a giveaway, do I? But it's a one-way, so I just got to make sure nothing come up the hill. That's right. Hate this part. Up there's nice, but riding back through here, so scary. Don't hate on me until you try it yourself, because it's really narrow, and you can't really see stones and stuff all that well. Oh yeah, another thing, it's coming up to winter here where I live, and I don't know what to film, because as I say, no one's watching this stuff, but it's good to have something to, you know, to do time off, because I've cancelled a lot of my I've cancelled a lot of my hobbies. Just I got bored of them. I didn't really get along with the people who did them. I really hope you can hear me, because I can barely hear myself. And it's really windy throwing the bike around. There's a truck in front of me, and he feels like driving slow. Come on, get nasty. Come on, get trashy. When I get home, I might put one of those sticky things on the, just here's flying, on the windscreen. Oh, stones, lots of stones. Oh, that was that mob from before. I'm really surprised this has done 30 minutes without stopping. It's great. Got a little bit on the bike for 30 minutes though. I'm going to give this guy some room so he's got some rollback. Because, yeah, as I said, I was behind it. Yeah. As I said, I'm behind a truck, and he might need some rollback space. Come on, big fella. Yeah, that's alright. Come on, come on, come on, good boy. And you might notice me doing that a lot too, that good boy thing. It's just a habit that I probably should try and get out of. Now I'm going down the hill at 10 k's an hour because these bloody trucks decided he wants to do 10 k's an hour. Oh, I know, we're speeding up a little bit. 50, 60, oh, there we go. Yeah, so if any vloggers who are already established have anything for me to do or say or ride to, I'm in basically West Victoria. Yeah, I'm in West Victoria. So it's got a flick. Yeah, I'm in West Victoria, so not too far. Oh, this wind's pushing the bike around a lot. Not too far. I might be going on an overnighter next weekend, Friday, Sunday. So hopefully it's just me and Dad. Oh, hey, I got something to talk about. When I was in Echuca yesterday, and I had a call from the previous owner of this bike. He's like, because I've only had this bike for 2-3 weeks, mind you. Anyway, I had a call from the previous owner. He's like, hey, I just got the renewal. I was like, that's weird. Why have you got sent the renewal? He's like, I don't know. Did you pay it? I'm like, yeah, of course I paid it, right? So I checked my bank statement. There we go. Yeah, I checked my bank statement, and it said 1620. I was like, from Vic Roads. I was like, 1620, that doesn't make much sense. So I did a bit of digging when I got home, and the the stamp duty form, like transfer form, is 216.20, and on my account it said 1620. I'm like, well, there's your problem. I probably haven't paid it, huh? I haven't paid the transfer. So what I do? So, oh yeah, I called the police that day and said, hey, who's the registered owner? Oh, sorry, Dad called the police and said, hey, who's the registered owner of blah blah blah, which is my number plate. And he said, oh, I can't tell you. You tell me who you think it is, and then I'll be able to tell you yes or no. Dad's like, okay, is it Christopher Hughes? He's like, yep, that's him. He owns the bike. So that's a plus. So the bike's in my name, but I only paid $16.20 on the stamp duty, or the transfer form, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, that's really strange. But anyway, then I went into Vic Roads today. I went into Vic Roads today and said, you know, what the dealio? Do I actually own that bike? And they're like, yep, it says here you do. Yep, it says here you own the bike. Like, well, why does it say I've only paid $16.20 and why has it gone to the previous owner? He said, well, it looks like it went out. It looks like it went out to the previous owner before or right on when you transferred it to your name. I was like, oh, okay. I said, and why have I only been charged $16.20? He said, oh, I don't know. I was like, well, how did that happen? She said, I don't know. It's like, okay, well, does that mean I have to pay $200 as well? And he was like, well, it says here on the system, oh, what's he doing? No, he's not. It says here on the system that you've already paid that money. I said, what? He said the $216.20. It says that you've paid it. I was like, okay, but I've only paid $16. He said, look, mate, that's what he said. I was like, look, I wouldn't worry about it, because the bike's under your name. You know, best case scenario, you'll have to pay the $200, or sorry, worst case scenario, you'll have to pay the $200. Best case, you'll have to pay the $200, and now you feel better. You know, like, he didn't really care that I only paid $16.20 for the rego transfer. And, you know, he was like, oh, I wouldn't even think about, you know, well, I wouldn't even worry about it, mate. You know, don't stress that you've only paid $16.20 out of $200. And those sort of things really bug me. Like, really bug me. Like, knowing that someone's fucked up and then I have to deal with it. And then I don't have to deal with it, but my anxiety is just going ape shit about this. Because I'm like, no, it was $216, you know, and now I've only paid $16.20 to transfer the bike. So, oh, it's a fucking school zone now. But yeah, he basically convinced me to not worry about it, because I kind of think that he was the one that I paid last time, and maybe he doesn't want to get in trouble or something. I don't know. That's what I think it might be. Woo! Woo! Sorry. Yeah, so if that's happened to any of you, let me know, because I'm very interested. Because I know my cousin, he was going for his L's, and he was paying for the paying for the actual license itself. And when he got it, it said that he's a fully licensed rider. He's like, no. But again, sorry, there we go. Again, he wasn't worried about it. I'm like, aren't you worried about that mix-up? Blah blah blah. And he's like, no, I'm not worried about it. That felt a bit. He's like, no, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, he said, no, I'm not worried about it. So. Like, yeah, but they've given you a full license and you've just only passed your L's. He's like, yeah, so? Like, this is when I was really young. I probably wasn't even in my teens when he told me this. Oh, nah, of course I would have been. Yeah. Nasty. My hands are going numb. I've got to tell you, how you doing? I got to tell you, this bike is very misleading in the way that Like, it says right now, right, I'm doing 70, okay? I've sort of calculated that it's about 6k's out. And I have ridden bikes this powerful before, but it's, I don't know, like, it's got the same mid-range as the Bandit I used to ride around Europe and stuff, but its top end is just, it's like the Bandit's got a turbo. It's just, whoa, goodbye, you know? Yeah, and like, you don't notice the little bits of speed that you're building up. Like when you go whoop like that behind a car, instead of doing 60, you're doing 80. It's just insane. Gonna pass this little Honda Jazz in front of me, but she has 2 baby seats in the back, and she's probably one of those protective mothers. Oh, I'm so naughty. Oh yeah, I took my wife for her first motorcycle ride today. She went on a Harley when she was a kid, but that doesn't count because Harleys are shit. No, just kidding, just kidding. Yeah. No, she was on a Harley when she was like 8 once, around the block or around the field or something. Around with Santa, around with Santa or something, I don't know. But anyway, this was her first real, you know, experience. Took her around the block. She seemed fine. She wasn't worried about it. Then I took her a little further, and when she's like, alright, home time now, I was like, oh, she's scared. I was like, what's up? She's like, the helmet was too heavy for her, because it was an older helmet. Like, it was totally legal and safe and all that. And it was an older helmet. So it was pretty heavy on her noggin, because I don't think she's got a very good neck anyway. So if she ever goes riding with me again, I might have to buy her her own really light helmet. Maybe even a carbon fiber one. They are expensive, but her health is the most important thing. Anyway, yeah, her health is the most important thing. You know, I'm not an asshole, right? But every time I'm riding around on my nice motorbike, or driving in my car, or driving in my wife's car, I see people walking around in tracky pants and their hair looks friggin' terrible and their backwards cap and all that. I'm like, why? Like, I managed to move out of home, get a job, and like, all that. Honestly, jobs now, if you care about your appearance and look good and turn up in nice clothes, a lot of it's going to be a good job. Like, you will get a good job. Like, I mean, as I said, I'm just a cleaner, but I'm making good money doing that. And, you know, someone just had to take a chance on me a couple of years ago, and then, you know, I want to go home now. My hands are friggin' numb. So I've been riding around slowly. I don't actually sit on the bike for this long around town. Where are they going to hear me? So my arms are a bit tired because I'm a big bloke and you have to lean across. It's a pain. Oh, green light. It is so windy. Shit. Let's go down past all the hoodlums. The centre of town is where all the hoodlums hang out. The 40 zone. 40 zone, 40. Whoop. Whoop. I'm driving too slow to take my hands off the pass. It's home time, bitches. Do you ever see a really Westy and a really nice car and think, you do drugs? Worked that out pretty quick. Bloody idiot. Are we going to do an exhaust check? Ah, not bad. So hopefully I didn't bore you too much. Yeah, hopefully I didn't bore you. Oh. Yeah, hopefully I didn't bore you too much. Now, I'm going to have to use the old first gear for this one. Oh, I don't want to scratch my mirror again. I did that the other day. I was so pissed. So pissed. Oh, got it. You know, one thing they don't teach you on your L's is shit like this. You know, like, they teach you how to stand next to your bike, how to roll your bike, how to push your bike around, but they don't teach you all those little things, like how to get through gaps and, you know, and they tell you to scoot your feet around too, which I don't think that's right. I think you should always keep your feet up. With your rear foot on the brake. Sorry, with your foot on the rear brake. It's good. You're not going to be able to see me at all now, I don't think. Yeah, but you should always ride around your foot, like hovering over the rear brake and 2 fingers over the front brake. Probably not when you're out on the highway, but especially, whoops, almost fell. Especially when you're riding around town and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a nice little ride. Anyway, see you later, mate. Bye-bye.